Alright, so today in this tutorial what we're going to do is we are going to create our own custom jobs and queues, kind of similar as of the Laravel, so that we can learn about how the Laravel works under the hood for the jobs and queues part. This is just for the educational purpose. So just let's start with it. I have already installed the Laravel and database and everything has been set up. Alright then. Let me go to my IDE. For our custom jobs and queues, what we're going to do is we'll first create the migration file. So let's just do it. PSP artisan make migration, create custom jobs table. So for our job we are going to have a table name called custom jobs. Let me give the permission to edit this file. Here we have a migration file for the custom jobs, and this would require our new custom columns to store the jobs and everything. So let me quickly add that as well. We would need queue that would store our job information, and the queue part is to store the type of queue, and the actual job would be stored in a serialized form in this payload column. And we would also need tiny integer for our attempts. This store the number of attempts the job has been performed, and by default it should be 0. And we would also need reserved at. Should be nullable for now. So this column is actually for the logging of the job. So if the job is logged, we would store that information in this column. And available at and created at, but we would do it for unsigned integer, and we don't want this one, so I just removed it. I think this should be good for now. Reserved at, available at, this should be for the delayed job, and created at, so this looks good. In the down we have custom jobs, so let me just quickly run the migration. Oops. PSP artisan migrate. So if we look into our database, we should see this custom jobs table, which is good. Okay. So now what we want to do is we want to have a service that stores these jobs into our table. So for that, let me create a folder. Let me name it as custom job, and inside this custom job, let's just create a new file called customjob.psp. Let me just copy this controller in here, and the name space would be app custom job, and here it be public class custom job. I don't think we would need public. Alright, so let me create a new function, public static function push. So this push would actually insert all of the information into our custom jobs table. So we would need job, job, and queue is for now. Let's just add default here. Alright, so now we would just do the insertion process. DB table custom jobs and insert. Let me import this. Alright, we don't need this one. Insert, we will need queue. Payload, let's just do serialize the job, and attempts would be 0. Result add would be null. Available add would be time, and created add would be time. Okay, this looks good for now. Also, let me create a new folder called jobs, and let me create a new let's say dummy job. This is the actual job, right? So let me just copy this one, custom job, and namespace would be jobs. We don't need this one, and the class name is dummy job, and let's just say, okay, let's just have a constructor in here. We don't want to do anything for now. Let's just keep it simple. Alright, so let me go to this route file and let me create a new route called test jobs, and inside this function I would implement this custom job push. So we would have a new dummy job is imported, and then custom job. So we just created a new dummy job, and then it would just push the job inside our custom jobs. So this should work fine. Let's test it out. Let me go to this browser and let me test job. Alright, looks good. Let me test it out in custom jobs table. It looks like everything is working as expected. This is it for this video, and in the next video we'll learn how we create the workers and everything for our custom jobs.